Hello?
Are you streaming, eh?
Yeah, I've just had to stop the stream and restart. And the bitrate just dropped off. So I've cut it off and started again.
You might already know, but we're going for Christmas anymore.
Sorry about that, guys. That was Gaz, just checking if I'm still streaming. I'm just having to reload my own page here. Right, we are off and running, I believe. So we're playing as a dwarf warrior on this one. This is one of my old accounts, and I believe it stopped at the point where we can take advantage of a glitch that there was in Dragon Age. I think it's still there.
So you return from the wilds.
There we are. If you go out into the wilds of Ostagar, collect the Darkspawn Blood, which is required, but don't collect the scrolls. If you come back, you can talk to Duncan. See, all this should be set up because you should actually be seeing the characters from the beginning. But you can level up by completing this a few times, which exposes a glitch. Because every time you talk to Duncan and replay this conversation, you can actually use it to level up. Most people use it to level up at least a couple of levels. I usually work on my dexterity because I like to use dual wield weapons. And yeah, we go through it. Generally I only go up to about level 5 because you'll find if you don't do that, if you go through it too quickly, you will actually do yourself out of the game and make it too hard for yourself. This is a lot of skipping the conversation to get through it. As you see, I've leveled up again. Alistair's leveled up with me. You may have noticed the other two haven't. I don't often work on Alistair's stats much. I put his constitution up, but not generally much else. He's a Templar, he's a bit of a tank anyway. So what we'll do is we will go back out to the Ostagar Wilds. Luckily this is not, sorry, the Kakari Wilds. This is not too far into the story that things won't make sense. Basically, when you start your mission, when you start the game, you start as part of one of 3 races, Dwarven, Human or Elven. And you follow, there are a few paths down the tree. What I'll actually do is, for next time I'm on, I'll do another Dragon Age stream, and we will go through it from the beginning, from the absolute start. And we'll go through and we'll create a character and we'll play it through. So tonight, as you can see, we're getting attacked. Take everything of value. While you're in the beginning, it's best to take everything of value, just in case. Insufficient skill, no. Lockpicking. Kakari Wilds, there are a few ways to go. There are a few hidden paths that people might not generally know about, such as this across the water. I usually wait until a few enemies gather and do the sweep. That's the alpha. So what I should explain is we're in a place that is basically in the middle of a war. The Darkspawn have come up from underneath the earth and are attacking the surface world. Let me see if I can bring the map up. Right. So as you see in the bottom corner, it says Ferelden. Now Ferelden is the surface world. It contains other worlds, other places, sorry, such as Dennery, and there are a lot of villages and towns, such as Redcliffe, Ostagar, and many other places. But there's also the Dwarven cities, which are underneath the surface world. As you can see, my character is a dwarf. He would have grown up in the Dwarven realm underneath. Some of the battling does get a bit frantic. I'm going to turn the music down again. It is getting a bit loud. I just went straight back. Yeah, it did. There we go. There are a few things you'll find on bodies that trigger side quests. I know the pouch of ashes that we just picked up does trigger a side quest that's only available in this area. So it would be need to go and complete that while we're here. I'll read the scroll shortly. Oh. Apologies, I keep doing that. It has been a while since the game, and it's actually got me a bit excited to get playing the game again. I mean, the game is an old favourite of mine. I'm not sure how many of you out there have played it and who hasn't. But if you do want to play it, I recommend it any day of the week. Any day of the week, go and find a copy. It is an Xbox 360 game, but I do recommend that you play it. Right, there's the pile of rocks. Notes. Right, a pinch of ashes. The Kakari Wilds were rife with legends and myths that have amazed scholars since the fall of Ostagar in ancient times. One such mystery lies behind the tale of Astia and Nebanar, two young lovers who lived in Ostagar. The legend says Astia grew up in the company of Gazarath, a spirit of the earth bound to an overhang on the bank of the lake in Kakari. Gazarath began to fancy her, and they spent much of their days together, talking and laughing. Over the years, however, Astia became a woman and began to seek the company of men. When Astia met Nebanar, the two fell in love, and Astia hoped to bring her lover to see her spirit friend, but the spirit, angered and jealous, bade her begone. Gazarath told her that she would never see it again until brought her lover's ashes and sprinkled them over their spot. Astia was horrified, and she fled from the enraged spirit, but she began to miss Gazarath. And on the day Nebanar asked her to marry him, she cut her beloved's throat, buried him, and brought the ashes to Gazarath, knowing that their marriage would forever sever their ties to her dear spirit friend. There are legends among the Chastened, which are the Kakari Wilds. That's just a little side note there, because that will come up again. Gazarath still haunts the lake, and that those who sprinkle ashes of the deceased over the right spot can summon the spirit in memory of the contract with his beloved Astia. Gazarath will grant a single wish, then vanish, never to be heard from again. A note scribbled in the margins beneath the page. Marcus, I think this is real. If you take the ashes I gave you and scatter them over a pile of rocks on the overhang overlooking that half-sunken Tevinter dome, maybe Gazarath will appear and give you a wish. If the battle takes you there, I think it's worth a try. So, sprinkle the ashes over. Now it's going to want a fight. Enchanter's footings. Right, so there are a new pair of boots to add to armour. As you will probably sort of get the inkling, Enchanter's footings are generally for mages, people of that ilk. So you want the best suited to mages as an armour. They'll probably grant a bonus as well. Trying to go for the alpha. Somebody got in before I could do my flurry. Like I've said, go through and collect everything. And it's always best to have a quick look around before you go into the area where the mission is, because there may be a few things, and this is a handy tip as well. Always look round with the quick menu, because it, like Alistair there, Jury, Daveth, it can point you to things that you can't always necessarily see straight off. You go, look, Death Root. That's on the outside of the mission area. Right. So once we walk through this doorway, it should go into a cutscene. So I'm going to try and be quiet through that cutscene and let you hear how it behaves. Right, let's go through.
What have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
See, this is another part of the game, conversing with other characters, and they can affect how you go through the story.
'Tis a tower no longer. The wilds have obviously claimed this desiccated corpse. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered. Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarian down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch of the wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there, dwarf. You have nothing to fear from any witch. Tell me your name, and I shall tell you mine. Must be civilized. And you may call me Morrigan, if you wish. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for 'twas not I who... Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
He does always make me laugh with his constant... He's paranoid, he's Alistair. Right,
Was my
so...
mother, in fact. There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's, I like you. But then zap. Frog time.
She'll put us all
See,
in a pot, she
Alistair.
will. Just watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you.
Right, so now we'll follow Morrigan to her mother. And we'll start another encounter.
Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Dareth. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Does your dwarven mind give you a different viewpoint? What do you believe? A statement that possesses more wisdom than it implies. Be always... Or is it oblivious? I can never remember. So much about you is uncertain. And yet I believe. Do I? Why, it seems I do.
So this is a dreaded Witch of the Wilds.
Witch of the Wilds, huh? Morrigan must have told you such tales, though she would never admit it. Oh, how she dances under the moon.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago.
You... Oh, you protected them.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's greater than they realize. Such manners. Always in the last place you look. Like stockings. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
Right, so that takes us out of the Kakari Wilds and hopefully back to the Ostagar camp. Just... There we go. Put that back on. There we are. Right. So now we can return. Oh. Apologies. I must forget this side mission first. Talk to the Kennel Master.
Oh, stable for now, but not improving. Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Yeah, give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment.
See, this is another side mission which also gets you a bonus character.
A day, maybe 2. There's enough ointment for him to make a full recovery. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you. Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle and just... well, take another look.
So, in here, as you can see, that's a Mabari Warhound. There's lots of them up there, but this one has been sick, and while we were in the wilds we collected a flower to heal him. Once he is fully healed, I believe he finds us later on in the game.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had the scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
Right.
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
Right, so this is the joining ritual which you collected the blood for.
The more I hear about
This is to become part of the elite unit of Grey Wardens.
Damn tests. Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Wouldn't you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight. Yes, Sir Knight. Try not to wet your trousers until the ritual starts.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the first Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn Blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those
First Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the hour and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten, and that one day we shall join you.
Davith, step forward.
Maker's breath.
I am sorry, Davith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. glory in this.
I am sorry.
No glory in being a coward either.
But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good.
Oh.
From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden.
That is a
It
dragon.
finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
Like I've been run over by a bus.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
Right, okay, very
The
well.
meeting is to the west, down the stairs, as you're able.
Right, so now we have a level up, as you see. Keep pressing the wrong button, I do apologise. Getting back used to it. Right, so put his dexterity up. We need stealing, definitely. Cripple. Powerful. Passive strength. So, there we go. We can have a look what we've got. If there's anything we can use that's slightly better than what we've got. You notice the Blight Blood. It's actually one of the DLC items, that's why it's got a red background. You can sell it in game. I wouldn't want to, but you can. I'm just going to go down here and sell a few things or master while I can.
Some supplies, perhaps. Let me know what you'd like.
Let's see what you have. So I can sell a few things to him, which I picked up in the wilds, which are no good. I'll keep the staff. As you can see, they've all got materials written underneath them. That it's in denotes something different. So you'll notice the elm, iron are both written in grey. They are the starter weapons. Then you've got the white ones, so you've got ash, you've got grey iron. They are the next level up, and then it goes on with steel. It'll go up with a few more things, and eventually you'll get to legendary equipment, which tends to be sort of green or purple or red, or but as we go through, another good tip is to always purchase the backpack if you've got enough, because it is your carrying capacity. So anything that increases your carrying capacity is brilliant. Right, so then we go back to him again and we'll ask to have a look at his other items, other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
So this is his essentially black market goods. These are stuff that's on the side. So you get access to a few different things. Right, we'll keep a few things. I will take... I can get rid of that. I'll take that. Get rid of the iron ring, it doesn't do anything. You'll find later on there's bits of jewellery that are actually... Oh, Mateus, hi. Thank you for dropping in with a raid. I'm sorry I've just noticed. Apologies for that. Drop us a message. How are you guys doing tonight? We are actually looking through our party inventory and the quartermaster. Do a meeting that is taking place. This is a classic game of Dragon Age Origins. This was originally a 360 game.
Logain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Caleb. Spawn Hall is too dangerous for you to be playing hero lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our argument, and you will remember who is king.
Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved our century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
I'm trying not to talk over the
And this is the recruit I met earlier.
cutscenes here.
I understand congratulations are in order. Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To
cover.
flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it...
Then we should send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to...
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Yes, it is.
Of your conspiracy. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough! This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Logain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kalen. A glorious moment for us all.
Yeah, so he's definitely up to something, as you can tell.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the bit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Logain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing holding the torch, just in case, right?
No.
Yes.
Should do as we're told.
You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for. Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower.
No.
If you are
Not
needed,
allowed
we will
to
send
go
you.
down there.
Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Right, so while we're together, I'm just going to have a quick look in my inventory. I'm going to try and, I don't know, some better armor, I believe. If we've got some. Compare. 1.5, yes. Superior Dwarven Guard armor. Alistair. He hasn't got a helmet on. Put on the Warden's Oath. If you do have a look at them, it adds 2 to your constitution, which will keep you upright for longer. So, right. Now off we go. For its time, this game was really good. Scenes and the story.
The Blight ends here.
Believe it or not, this is not actually far into the game. This is not a late cutscene or an ending cutscene. This is actually just the beginning of the story, just as you're starting to get into the main crux of it. Yeah, don't run away. Those are the Mabari Warhounds. So this is where our mission begins. Oof. Oof. Oh. Got hit by something there. The battle rages down there.
They're everywhere. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man?
Spawn came up through the lowers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Right, so now we've acquired a mage and a warrior. Let's try and help as many as we can going through here. You may have noticed my sword and my dagger have ignited. This is because of one of the major special abilities. It can cast a spell basically just to power up your weapons and set them on fire. So you deal fire damage as well as the blade damage. Right, keep going in. Keep trying to pick things up, because it will help later on. Go into the tower. So we'll make our way up the tower, try and clear it out. And then hopefully we can light the beacon to let Logain's men know to come and save people. Quick heal. Let's go around here as soon as we can. No lockpicking skill. That is another thing. If you start with, say, a rogue, you start with lockpicking skill, which is always a bonus. I'm hopeful that when I get things cleared, I can get rid of the saved games and we can start a fresh character. I think I may start with a human rogue, just so we can get things going a little bit easier next time. I will admit the enemies on this don't seem to have a lot of aiming capability. They do seem to miss a heck of a lot, really. I'm hoping that you guys are still there. Out on the chat board. Let us know we've still got people in. I know we're still showing 3 viewers. So
I guess there is a silver lining here if you think about it. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Taron Logain will be waiting for the signal.
see, that's 3 chests already that we can't open because we have no lockpicking skill.
As you say, begun. As you say, shall be done.
Always explore every area as well. Always a good idea to explore all the areas. It's 4 we've not been able to unlock. It's always good to check back a few minutes or a few seconds after you've killed them because of how long it takes the interactions to come up on. It is an old one. It is a little bit slow. The sounds are a little bit over the top and everything, but I'm hoping you can still hear me on the audio. Up to the 3rd floor now.
Logain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
Oh, done it again. level up Alistair, level up his strength and his constitution. Go up his shield balance. Always take everything you can. Even if you can't use it, most of the time you can sell it. I was trying to get the Darkspawn to come up to the dome again. And the dogs will fight on your side. So now we've got a specialization point. If you read them at the top, we've got a few ways to go. You'll notice they all are unlocked. Normally they wouldn't be. If you were on your first playthrough, those wouldn't be unlocked. But because I've gone through the game a couple of times, I've unlocked all the specialties. The one I enjoy is Reaver. Have a read through that. Demonic spirits teach more than blood magic. Reavers terrorize their enemies, feast upon the souls of their slain opponents to heal their wounds, to heal their own flesh, sorry, and can unleash blood frenzy that makes them more powerful as they come nearer to their own deaths. So basically, the less health you have left, the stronger you get. It is a really good one to have, and Devour is always a good one to have, and Devour is generally, for me, I think it's a talent. I usually have Devour active. I need to actually equip it to the wheel. Assign it to X, because it can give you a quick boost of health when you're surrounded by dead bodies, basically. As I said, remember to go back and make sure you have a good look round. Sometimes you'll find the odd bits and bobs that you might need later on, but it's worth collecting them, keeping them. And as I said, that wheel, the quick select wheel, depending on what you're playing it on, it'll be a different button, but it draws your attention to things that you may not have necessarily seen. So I'm going through now, collecting as much as I can.
Even more Darkspawn.
There we go. Up into the top floor now. We should see another cutscene here. Yep, there we go. Uh-oh. Bad breath. Right, so this is your best to lock on to this one and keep moving. Try and stay behind him for that exact reason. Oh. This is another one that can happen. So Alistair got the finishing move on that one. There is a beacon to be lit, but there is also no good to loot. Never forget to look round before activating the last bit of your mission. If you activate the last bit, it tends to cut you off from what you're doing, and it might project you into another area.
Do as I command.
I knew he was up to something. We always know who the bad guy is.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
And like I said, this game for its time was one of the epic games, although inexplicably it wasn't that popular. Crushed him. Took his hopes and dreams and crushed them. Oh. That it. Felt a bit like a pincushion.
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased. You were injured, and then Mother rescued you. Do you not remember? The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well. The suspicious dim-witted one who was with you before, yes. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke. I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans. Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
Right. Thank you, Tuff.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer. I will stay and make something to eat.
I will take all I can.
Think again. Possible.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not? Must I? Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you? Yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question.
Because he's a coward and a power thief.
Darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon. By ourselves? No Grey Warden has ever defeated a Blight without the army of a half-dozen nations at his back. Not to mention... I don't know how.
How to kill the Archdemon, or how to raise an army? It seems to me those are two different questions, Have the Wardens no allies these days?
I don't know. Duncan said that the Grey Wardens of Orlais had been called, and Al Eamon would never stand for this, surely. I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help. Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Why not?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens. Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears. Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
Understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
Hi there, we have another viewer.
Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first
Grey?
path. Find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
I prefer you to speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
Dear, sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said, if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so? I guess you're right. The Grey Wardens have always taken allies where they could find them.
I am so pleased to have your approval. Farewell, Mother.
Let's get underway.
Get the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the Blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Right, so now we've got a few places we can go.
Yes.
Turn that back on. Right. So I need to go, first place is to Lothering. The first village. Gonna get attacked on the way. No, it's a cutscene.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Now you're just commanding a civil war.
Bantegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Bantegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your majesty?
Yeah. As well you know. Oh. There's a Mabari.
Darkspawn is sent.
Ah.
I think he's chosen you. Mabari are like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now? Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
Dog. Yeah. Sorry about that if that threw up the pending screen. That was naming it. I've just kept it as dog. Yeah, let's continue on to world map then. Yeah, having a bit of a nightmare, guys.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by a...
Ah, the brain dead are here.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll of... That's why it's a toll, and not, say, refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Not much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you, see?
Do shut up. Even a general...
Yeah, left his brains in his other body, I think.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse, then. Those are the rules.
Well, this is going nowhere. Let's finish this, gents.
You can try. I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, we surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
I'm still gonna get you.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize. not going
Yep.
down without a fight.
Are you not?
I shall do it. Shall be done. As you say.
It's a relatively easy fight.
As you say. Shall be done.
Dead Templar. Takes that. There's a couple of crates behind here.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand?
These two arguing
Have you
again.
never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get
Oh,
it.
dear.
This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first. I agree. Have you looked at them? There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first. I can give you directions, if you like. He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Farrell Passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Right, then that's where we need to go.
Then you have a plan. Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Let it save again, and quick look down there, there's nothing down there. You might wonder why I'm picking up herbs and things.
I want to go home.
I brought my lothering because I thought it would be safe.
But there is a crafting, so this is why I'm going around picking the herbs, collecting them all.
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing you want. Why? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden wolves. And he
We don't see many dwarves in these parts. You here to trade? Might be a merchant or two in the tavern. Most of the rabble who's fled here don't have anything worth the rags they're wearing. Don't let me stop you.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you, there's none to be found. Move on if
Really?
you can. Lothering's lost. We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templar order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
I might end up staying.
Best of luck wherever you might go.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn Blood.
I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman? Yes.
The nerve of these people!
He is charging out leases for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these creatures in his shoes aren't.
I have limited supplies. The people to supply.
You bought of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more. Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving. Perhaps. If that woman agrees I'm allowed to charge something.
Do what you must, so long as the prices do not beggar the needy.
Fine, fine. And since you don't look too needy, normal prices for you.
So come to every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Oh,
Thank
shut
you
up,
for your
Morrigan.
generous assistance. May the mage over your path.
Suppose you're looking to buy something. All right. Don't buy everything up.
I don't want to. I want to get rid of stuff. Don't use maces. Always have a good look through first as well. See if there's anything you can get rid of. And anything that he has that you really need before you start buying little bits. Right, so I can sell all my precious stones. Anything that says gift, try and keep hold of, definitely. Buy the cheap gifts. Anything iron or lower, get rid of. So I'll go over here a sec. I'll edit my inventory and go through a few things. Right. Now I need to put that back on. Right, she's got a steel staff, so it wouldn't really make sense to swap that out, so we'll get rid. Right, let's have a look at upgrading. Yep. Oh, actually it's an 8.5. 10 physical resistance, but we'll change it on to Alistair. We'll give Morrigan some actual armor. Right.
Ah, the chantry board. Yes, let us run errands for the betterment of mankind as well as a few coppers.
It does help to look at the chantry board.
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts.
There is nowhere to run! This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts!
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hands! There! One of their minions is already amongst us! This man bears their evil stench! Can you not see the vile blackness that fills him? Watch the Black Horde descend on my people! I will not be silent!
Please stop. Somebody shut his mouth.
But isn't he right? The ban left us. We're going to die.
No.
This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us! My family, my clan, those creatures butchered them all. Some of us fled here, but we cannot escape the Darkspawn! No! I won't listen to the words of a man tainted by Darkspawn! I ran, hearing my wife's screams as they dragged her off. You were right. I will go.
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us. You're right. We can't give up.
But we can't fight. What are we supposed to do?
We can't lie down and die either. We must go north to Denerim.
Maybe with that blasted chasing gone, my headache will go as well.
Not bloody likely. Right. Now we are in Lothering. I'm going to save the game. And I'm going to jump off for tonight. So, thank you for watching, guys and gals. If you're watching on YouTube on the catch up, make sure you go across to Twitch, give me a follow, go across to Twitter using the links on Twitch, and make sure you give me a follow on there. We will be on again at some point this week. I will update my schedule on Twitch and make sure everybody knows when I'm on again. So yeah, thanks again for watching tonight, guys, and I'll see you again soon.